exciting prospects in the sport. Teofimo Lopez, the 20-year-old 7-0 fighter who's from originally New York, now lives and trains out of Las Vegas, going up against Juan Pablo Sanchez. To the ring we go, to Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the American Bank Center, we continue the action here in Corpus Christi. Once again, proudly presented to you by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, and broadcasting worldwide on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, ESPN News, and streaming live on the ESPN app. This bout set for 6 rounds in the super lightweight division. The 3 judges are David Avalos, Ruben Carrion, and Lucy Rogers. At the sound of the bell, the man in charge, referee Mark Calloy. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing black with white trim. He weighed in at an official 139.7 pounds. As an amateur, he proudly represented his homeland of Honduras at the Rio 2016 Olympics. And now he enters the ring with an unblemished pro record of 7 victories. 6 of those victories coming by way of KO. Hailing from Brooklyn, New York, Teofimo, El Brooklyn Lopez. Across the ring in the red corner, wearing black with gold trim, he weighed in at an official 140.5 pounds. In his 44th pro bout, he has a record of 29 victories against 14 losses, 14 of those victories coming by way of KO. Fighting out of Huimanguillo, Tabasco, Mexico, Juan Pablo Lagarto Sanchez.
One chief second. All right, men, we've already gone over the rules in the dressing room. I want you to obey my commands at all times. Most importantly, protect yourselves at all times. Punches here are good. Punches here are good. Toquen guantes, choquen guantes. Touch gloves. Go to your corners.
Is our referee. This is scheduled for 6 if it lasts that long. Our tale of the tape between Sanchez and the sublimely skilled Teofimo Lopez, who has a 2-inch advantage. Forget the weight's not going to matter at all because there is such a mismatch when it comes to skill. Sanchez, 11-year pro from Mexico. He has lost 2 straight. Lopez is a guy who, by all accounts, people either say is the #1 prospect in the game, or ESPN.com said he was the #2 prospect of the year, and he's overflowing with confidence. Joe Tessitore, Timothy Bradley, Mark Kriegel with you ringside.
Look at Lopez there. You see that Mayweather-like defense, the shoulder roll, carrying that left hand low, using the jab at the moment.
Lopez comes in with the right hand behind the jab. He has speed, he has power, and as you mentioned, Timmy, he has that Viper-like right hand that he often puts on the back end of the shoulder roll.
Yes, he has a fast release with that right hand. One of the quickest I've seen in a while. Mayweather has a sniper-like right hand as well.
The question tonight is whether we're seeing the early stages of a boxing prodigy. Certainly Teofimo Lopez thinks he's that. He compares his ring sense to Albert Einstein. He's blessed with just about everything but modesty.
You see how patient he is. He has almost like a sense of, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's capable of doing, but he's taking his time in there. The kid with only 7 fights, he looks pretty mature at this point.
He's been in with some extraordinary talent, bigger, more experienced. Sean Porter, Guillermo Rigondeaux, while not bigger, but certainly more experienced. Amir Imam, whom his father said he had his way with. We'll see Imam next month.
Tim, there have been rave reviews when you talk to folks in the business about the sparring sessions as Lopez dug to the body with a left hand, the belt line of Sanchez. But it's one of those things, and the folks we talk to, the 3 of us talk to in the business, time and time again, you'll hear the reports of some of these sparring sessions, and everybody's gushing over Lopez.
Well, I remember coming up in the ranks, and I wasn't even a pro yet, but I remember sparring a guy named Joel Guzman, and like I said, I wasn't even a pro yet, and I remember going rounds with him, and I was hanging with him. So we use professionals or champions, world champions, as a measuring stick. And Lopez have done the same thing. He even moved to Las Vegas to spar with the best guys out there. He knows where he is right now in his career.
moved to Las Vegas, got his family a 6-bedroom, 10,000 square foot home, which is an interesting dynamic for a 20-year-old kid. He's now the provider of the family.
Lopez just pop shot right now. Did a little shoe shine.
There's a right hand counter from Lopez. So Lopez gets the night started. And night will continue with Encajas, the 115-pound champion. We're on ESPN News right now. We're going to make the transition to ESPN at about 10:15 Eastern following the Michigan State basketball game. Encajas is an interesting sort, the IBF champion at 115 pounds from the Philippines, because there are all the comparisons to Manny Pacquiao. Not easy to follow in that path.
It's not easy to follow, but I actually think it's a welcome comparison. He talks about the pressure. I think it's an enormous opportunity. It's a windfall. He begins his career, or begins his American career, as it were, as a brand, which is something that other fighters simply don't have.
So there is Encajas. Looks pretty relaxed. Headsets on. Texting with folks back home. We know that he was texting with great Manny Pacquiao. We will also see Zurdo Ramirez, the 168-pound world champion, in our main event as he puts his belt on the line against Ahmad. Ramirez does so many things well, Timmy. What is the next step for him that you anticipate tonight?
For Ramirez?
Yes.
You know what? I want to see him against another champion. I mean, Top Rank has a fighter named David Benavidez that I would like to see him fight against. I think it'll be a sensational fight for him. You know, there's Groves, there's other champions out there. I mean, I just want to see him fight against the best. He wants to be pound for pound. You got to beat the best guys in the world.
So that is what is coming your way later on ESPN, starting at 10:15. Encajas looking for a title defense at 115 pounds, and then Zurdo Ramirez in the super middleweight title bout. For now, round number 2 here between Sanchez and Lopez.
Lopez sometimes leaves that right hand a little bit too low. You know, I understand the Mayweather type defense. He hasn't perfected it just yet, but he leaves that right hand a bit too low. He's susceptible to getting hit with left hooks. I see.
I don't think he's going to get hit with Juan Pablo.
No, but I mean, but when he steps up in class, guys are going to see that. He exposes that right side by bringing that hand forward.
Tim, Sanchez has 44 fights. He's, if nothing else, an experienced fighter. What does Teofimo need to make the most of this evening?
Well, he needs to look spectacular. Right now, he's just taking his time. You know, he still has rounds, so he's taking his time right now. He's not rushing anything. He's not going in there for the kill. He's looking impressive. He don't want to get hit too many times. See that counter right hand? That was sweet.
Lopez just missed with that right hand, then came back and places the right hand to the body. Came back with a short, chopping left hook he was able to turn over, and digs in with the uppercut with the left hand.
Lopez really showing everything here. He's switching up his combinations. He threw the left hook after the right hand. Normally, he doesn't throw the left hook after his right hand. Going down to the body, counter punching. That jab to the stomach.
I like that.
That's a stick. Oh yeah, that's a keep a guy off of you.
His father was a veteran street fighter, shall we put it, from Bay Ridge. Fought in the New York Daily Dunes Golden Gloves before moving the family to Davie, Florida.
Teofimo Sr. is quite the character. They have a unique relationship when you hear them together.
It's a cut. Lopez is cut on the left eye.
We will take a look at that as we come to the end of round number 2. The undefeated prospect, Teofimo Lopez. Back here to action in Corpus Christi, round number 3. As you see, the replay is trying to find that moment right there where we believe that the clash of heads took place, causing the cut on the left eye of Teofimo Lopez, the undefeated prize prospect who's signed by Top Rank. And it is a pretty bad gash above the left eye.
He was telling us yesterday that he's never been cut. Tim, he's your fighter. Early in his career, he gets a bad cut. What do you want to see from him?
Well, I just want to see how he reacts. He's reacting like a true fighter. He's still standing there. He needs to be protecting that eye, though. He doesn't need to take any shots to that eye. He's in complete control right now.
As soon as he got it, he looked over to you, shrug it off, say it was nothing.
Bernardo Osuna, our excellent ringside reporter, was listening into the corner.
And it was very animated, Joe, because of the fact that Teofimo's never been cut. His father was in an accident a couple weeks ago. Took him some time to get up, and cutman Miguel Diaz took even longer to get up. So they were kind of working hurriedly, and he said, "You've got to get this stop," and we'll see how this goes.
It's a good point to mention the fact that his father, who works the corner, you got to get up and down those steps, is dealing with a leg injury, so he's a little slower in doing so. Miguel Diaz, who is one of the most veteran cutmen in the sport, handling the duties there. He's an older gentleman, so that's understandable as well.
Lopez digging down to the body like he's supposed to. You know, you got a guy that can take everything to the head. You gotta go down to the body.
So once again in the second round, referee Mark Calaoy ruling that a clash of heads caused the cut over Lopez's eye. Good body work that time from Lopez.
Great body work.
Sanchez tries to come back with his own to the belt line.
That cut looks like it's in a bad place. You know, that blood drips down in your eye. It kind of covers your vision a little bit. It's hard to really see out of that eye.
And what are you thinking? It's your first time.
He's reacting well. He's not panicking.
No, he's not.
He has a lot of poise.
He's patient for 20 years old, I'll tell you that.
Yes, he is. Very patient.
Again, he believes he's here to be an all-time great. He has that conceit, which, of course, you need to be an all-time great.
Got to be confident.
His blood continues to stream down the face of Teofimo Lopez, end of 3.
The reason I chose eHarmony was honestly because you had to pay to be on there, and I felt like the people who were on there obviously really value a relationship.
For my family, we are 3 for 3 and our siblings for getting married. Thank eHarmony for that. We've all found our best match in life.
Go on eHarmony every day, check your matches, see who's out there, actually invest some time in the process, and it will work.
Stop waiting. Start communicating for free today.
TrueCar is great for finding new cars. You're smart, you already knew that. But it's also great for finding the perfect used car. You'll see what a fair price is, and you can connect with a TrueCar certified dealer. Now you're even smarter. This is TrueCar.
Lakers Thunder at 2 tomorrow on ABC. Presented by the United States Marine Corps.
Back here for round number 4, scheduled for 6. The undefeated prospect Teofimo Lopez, who's cut over that left eye against Juan Pablo Sanchez. Lopez, the 2016 Olympian for Honduras. There was some politics involved after winning the American Olympic trials in 2015 as to why the USA's most outstanding boxer was not part of Team USA. But his parents immigrated to New York from Honduras, so that's how he was in the Olympic Games. Arguably the most exciting and promising prospect currently in boxing. Combination upstairs does some damage.
Yeah, but Lopez is not going down to the body. He got to go down to the kitchen. You want to get a guy out that can take shots to the head, you have to go downstairs. And I don't see a lot of it.
Nearly caught him with a flush left hook right there as he staggered him back.
I think we're seeing
some damage.
Beginning of the end here.
Got a good bit of it.
Very entertaining stuff from Lopez right now. He loaded up with a left hook there, missed it, and he laughed a little bit.
He has 6 knockouts in 7 fights. At this stage in his career, at any stage really, a knockout is money. And I'm sure he wants this. A knockout after the cut would constitute a real learning experience.
It is a learning experience for him. I mean, you know, he only has 7 professional fights. He got clipped with the left hook. He keeps that right hand low at times.
He wanted every bit of that right uppercut after he came with the left hand to the body.
Yeah, but he sits on that back foot a little bit too long. You know, he sits in that back foot for a little bit too long to be hit with the left hook.
Lead right hand was able to get through from Lopez.
Lopez pretty much walking him down, doing whatever he's want. He's pretty patient. Threw an uppercut from too far out.
Got around the guard that time with a right hand. Final half minute of round number 4.
The combination of defense and right hand is really a beautiful thing.
Sometimes Lopez can be a little bit too relaxed, in my opinion.
Going to take a short break, and then the great Timothy Bradley will show us what to look for with Lopez.
Hiring was always a huge challenge. Endless hours on job sites with not a lot to show for it. Then, I found ZipRecruiter. They figured out hiring. I post my job, they put it all over the web, and they send me the right people, because their technology is smart. ZipRecruiter often sends me the right person in 24 hours.
The smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter, the preferred job site of college sports fans. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/buckets.
All right, 4 rounds deep into Teofimo Lopez's night. What do you see, Timothy Bradley?
Beautiful left hook, but from Lopez, he actually hurt Sanchez with that left hook. His a little bit shorter, a little bit quicker. Sanchez was buzzed for just a split second. Lopez didn't follow up with anything after that. If he would have followed up with that shot, a right hand, Sanchez could have been down on the floor.
All smiles. Quite the character is Teofimo Lopez, not bothered at all by that cut above the left eye.
So he wants you to believe.
Bottom line is he believes it, right?
I don't know. I think inside of any great champion or potential great champion, there is a con man. And he is a very exuberant, charismatic one. I don't mean that in a bad sense, but you have to show one face to the world.
Yeah, but it's not bothering him. I mean, he's doing whatever he wants in there. It's not bothering him.
To the point you saw the CompuBox tally of 88-37 advantage in total connects as we start this 5th round.
Mark, he's starting to turn it up on this man now.
I guess he wants to fulfill his father's prediction. His dad was sick a couple years ago with a serious staph infection. He took Dilaudid and imagined his son winning the world title. We don't know if that was a prophecy or the narcotic talking, but might have been some of each. Either way.
Oh, he's turning it on right now.
Teofimo's doing his part.
Trouble. Lopez with Sanchez up against the ropes. Sweeping left hand, strafing attack to the head. As Sanchez tries to fire back between punches.
Lopez looking to the ref and telling him to stop it. Sanchez is taking a lot of punishment on those ropes. What I liked about Lopez at that moment, he didn't smother himself. He didn't smother his work. He was getting full extension on every single shot when he had Sanchez on the rope.
He doesn't look like a 20-year-old.
He doesn't, or a fighter with seven fights.
Juan Pablo Sanchez, the 11-year pro from Mexico, who took this fight on short notice this week when the original opponent withdrew, hanging in there tough, taking that early punishment here in round number 5. This is just Sanchez's 2nd fight in the USA.
like to see Teofimo turn it up right now.
Yeah, I would like to see him turn it up too. He's taking his time. Timo having his way. Nice combination from Timo.
And that sent Sanchez off balance as Teofimo was on the attack again here. He rallied very early in the 5th round, had Sanchez in trouble, gathered himself, and now let's see what he does in his final 20 seconds.
Lopez just stocking. Good body shots, great combination. Triple left hook. I haven't seen that in a while.
It is fun to watch, isn't it?
Haven't seen that since Roy Jones.
20 years old and everything ahead of him. And he knows it.
Lopez grabbed his foot. Got it. Following combinations, head and body. He touched his foot and then came up with a 1-2. Went down to the body, came around. But look at him control the distance. Trying to get full extension on his punches. And he smiles. Look at that face.
What in the world was the tapping the back heel before throwing the punch? I mean, this kid is outrageous in every way.
It's like a game of horse.
Really?
Do this.
His father, Teofilo Sr., you mentioned, was really sick 5 years ago, nearly died of illness, lost 60 pounds. His mother, Jenny Lopez, they call her J-Lo, and he is the family provider. He says, I don't mind that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It really is hard to impress me. You know, he's fighting a guy that he should be able to get rid of, and he hasn't yet. He has a little defensive lapse every now and then. He gets too relaxed. But for the most part, he looks good at what he does. I want to see him do that against another guy like himself, a real one.
Let's not completely diminish this. This is a guy with 44 fights in Mexico. It's a tough guy. This is his night to shine, too.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is a tough guy. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, everyone's saying how great this kid is. If he wants to step up and fight a real guy like himself, he's not going to be able to touch his foot like he did.
Let's check in with Bernardo.
In the corner, Miguel Diaz said the cut is pretty deep. It's about 1 inch long, but it's under control. And Teofimo Lopez Sr., he said, I want you to walk him down in this final round.
Yeah, it is a pretty significant cut that he's been dealing with. Listen, every time you go out there as a prospect, you're learning something, you're experiencing something. Now he knows he can fight through adversity with a big gash like that.
Absolutely. It's experience. Now he's been cut. He's passed that obstacle already in his career.
3-punch combination from Lopez.
I think the cut turned into a positive as long as it heals up in the long run.
Well, he got one of the best cutmans in the business, so I wasn't too worried about it.
Now, we should see him again next month. He's already got a fight signed against Will Madera, the Garden, next month.
I don't think you're going to see him next month with that cut. It takes a little while to heal up, and you don't want that thing to reopen. See that shoe shine there, it's a lot of flair, but it does really nothing. There's really not a whole lot of effect to it. I would like to see him sit down.
All right, we got a minute left. Does he step on the gas? Does he go for the knockout now?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Then he's wasting time.
He's taking his time. Like I said, sometimes he's a little bit too patient. A little bit too patient. So
last time he didn't get a knockout. The only time in his pro career he didn't get the knockout. He said he was suffering from heartbreak.
Listen, can nothing break your concentration and focus when it comes down to boxing.
20 years old, you shouldn't be heartbroken.
Sanchez is still staying in there. He's taking every shot Lopez throws, telling him to come on, edge him on. Sanchez did his job tonight.
Prodigy and a survivor.
So Juan Pablo Sanchez goes the distance against Teofimo Lopez, the second opponent to do so. And you can see the shake of the head as he comes over to us. By the way, we want to remind you that we have the Around the Ring feature tonight for Top Rank Boxing on ESPN, where we will have 5 dedicated cameras, and you can choose where you want to put your attention here, folks, on the Watch ESPN or ESPN app. But the locker rooms will be covered. We'll dedicate them to the corners in fight, and then you see the 3 different ways to actually watch the fight. That is the Around the Ring feature, part of our Top Rank on ESPN coverage, and you can see that on Watch ESPN or the ESPN app. All right, let's take you back through and show you what we saw out of Teofimo Lopez against Juan Pablo Sanchez, who took this fight on short notice.
Yeah, Lopez looked really good. Measuring up Sanchez, land a beautiful short left hook on Sanchez. Steps in with the 1-2 left hand and followed up with combinations against the ropes. Changed up his combinations really well in this fight. Left hook. And a beautiful smile.
The 20-year-old, who ESPN.com says was the #2 prospect of the year in 2017. Let's go to the ring to Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going all 6 rounds here at the American Bank Center. We consult the official scorecard to determine a winner. Judges Avalos and Carrion turn in identical scorecards of 60-54, and Judge Rogers scores at 59-55. All 3 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Still unblemished as a professional, El Brooklyn, Teofimo Lopez.
Well, he told us yesterday, with all the hype, he says, I don't feel the pressure. Another backflip, celebratory backflip. First time he did that in the ring, he was 8 years old. He says, I've always been a show-up. But he told us, I don't feel the pressure. It's like Bruce Lee. Just ride the water. Well, he continues that ride now at 8-0 is Teofimo Lopez. Cut in the second round, but able to move on. Much more to come, including the recent world title challenger Jesse Hart. One last look at Lopez as he celebrates